maybe you could hire a uniform.
Yeah,
because
maybe.
apparently renting is the thing to do these days. The credit crunch means the things you might have splashed out on once upon a time, you're possibly hiring
Well,
instead.
including costumes and things. You can be surprised what you can rent these days. For those garden jobs, for example, how about a wheelbarrow? And you can hire a wheelbarrow for £5 a day. They can't be that expensive.
Well, you have it for a week. You've got it forever, haven't you,
I
really?
suppose so.
If your washing machine breaks and you can't afford a new one website's offering a rental from £2.99 a week. Does that include carriage getting in and out of the house?
I don't know. The designer handbag could set you back £30 a week.
You could get 10 washing machines for that. Or a diamond ring, a cool £405.
What would you do?
week.
You'd give it to somebody and say, tell you what, here's your job. I need it back at the end of the
no,
week.
take it home to your wife, because I love you, darling. Only till Friday.
But exactly. Is it sensible, this renting idea? We're talking to Rosie Millard, journalist who's a big fan of renting things, and the Observer's personal finance writer, Humo Qureshi, who's been investigating the boom in rentals. Morning to you both.
Morning.
So, Rosie, you don't have a car, do you?
No. I came to look at the family Volvo as basically sort of, you know, a couple of grand's worth of cash just sitting outside our front door. So I sold it. And if I need a car, we live in central London, there's a streetcar literally on our road. I just log on, book it, you know, with half an hour's notice and rent it for 2 hours, drive it around. So the Volvo was far too big for little nipping around jobs, and it was also too small for sort of enormous family holidays because I've got millions of children. So actually, this is ideal. I'm interviewing Heston Blumenthal this afternoon, name drop, and and I'm renting a car to go off and drive to his little chef, which he's doing the catering for.
Yes.
And you know, this car is arriving, and as we all know, nothing accelerates quite like a rental car. This car is arriving at 10 o'clock. I'll just drive it away, use it, come back, and
How
then I
much?
don't have to fiddle around. Oh, it's costing me 60 quid.
Yeah, so, okay, renting cars, everybody does
Renting
that. What
cars.
else? What is
Well, my husband, for his Christmas present, I entered him for a duathlon.
That's his Christmas
Yeah,
present?
so he's got to run 20 miles, and he's got to cycle up a mountain 15 miles. He doesn't have a mountain bike, so he's going to rent one. There's no point in buying one, because he's not going to use it afterwards. And he'll probably sort of trash it anyway, so frankly, why not rent it for the day?
Very romantic, though.
I mean,
Did he
you know,
think it's very-
actually, I think if it's something you're going to use every day,
Yep.
like a television, I think
Okay.
rental is madness. But I think if it's for something, just a one-off thing, it's a good idea. Why not? Owning things is so dull.
And everybody's doing it. Is that the
Everybody's
case?
doing it. I mean, you just have to watch the Sex and the City movie. The Carrie Bradshaw's assistant in that rents her handbag. That's something that's been going on in the US for a long time, and it's just starting off here. You can rent handbags, jewellery. We mentioned the diamond ring. You can have a pair of £6,000 earrings for a one-night event and pay £100 just to have
Oh, you'd
them
be
for the
what would
week.
the insurance be on that, though? Presumably you'd have to pay quite a bit, wouldn't you?
Well,
Or that would all be included in the rental cost? if you
It's
take that.
included with the rental cost. Things like jewellery and handbags, it's not really yours. At the end of the day, you do have to give them back. So you do have to look after them. If there's any damage to the earrings, for instance, say a little stone falls out or something, just a little diamond here or there, then it's actually covered by the company. But if you lose it or if you steal it, it's not actually yours, then you are responsible for it.
This is what celebs have always been doing. The Oscars, you know, they don't own those dripping jewels,
No,
all
they
that
wear them
shop
for one
art
night
stuff. They wear them
only.
one night and give them back. It's fantastic. You don't
Yeah,
have to
but they don't actually pay for the rental, do they? I mean, they're given it, but they're normally...
Sure, but
I mean, I see your
well,
point.
that is the moot point. You know, if the APR, if the overall cost is insanely expensive, it's
Yes.
obviously better to buy it. So you must do your maths. You
Right. Are there precautions you should take, or specific things you need to think about?
Well, I think what Rosie just touched on with the insurance and how much it costs, compare the cost of how much it is to rent versus how much it is to buy. If it costs more, then there's really no point. So with things like television, you should probably do your research, find out what the retail value is, compare it to the rental cost. It's up to you then to assess if you can afford
Exactly.
to buy it.
Everybody
You wouldn't want to rent a car.
tellies,
didn't you?
I know.
Wasn't it?
And radio rentals.
Absolutely, and everybody bought stuff on HP, and you felt like you were renting it until you'd paid off all the payments, which you stretched over years and years until you bought it.
Yeah, well, that I think that is problematic. You know, and if I needed a car every single day, obviously it would be worth my while to buy one, but I don't.
Yeah.
So therefore, if I only use it once every 2 weeks, It's madness
What
not
have you,
to just
what have you
hire
rented,
it.
Yeah.
Huma?
I've rented absolutely nothing.
Nothing at all.
Not yet. I'd be tempted to look into it, and I think the idea of renting jewellery, if it really is just something, one extravagant piece just for one event,
I would be
but you wouldn't tell anyone that
No.
you rented it. That's the key.
Oh, I
You
would.
don't
I
want
think
them to
owning
know.
things is very passé. I think it's much better to share them.
What I'm
Why
worried about,
not?
Rosie, is if for his Christmas present you entered your husband into a triathlon, so what's he get for his birthday?
I know. Well, actually, the duathlon is a day before his birthday, so I think he'll be.
I actually love
completely
that.
exhausted.
Makes you wonder, sort of wedding anniversary. Oh, I've entered you to climb Everest here.
Happy Christmas, darling. You entered into duathlon and I'm renting you a mountain bike.
Just to
You're not
make
even
sure.
getting it for a present. Thank you very much. both
Lucky
of you.
him. All right, thank you both very much.
Good luck
It's
to him.
coming up till 7:45. This is Breakfast. These are the main stories this morning. The big freeze continues. Temperatures in some parts of Britain dropping to -10 overnight.
In the Middle East, the Israeli army said 3 of its soldiers have been killed. 24